Good evening and welcome to day 2 of the ITS World Congress in Detroit. This is the first full day of the event and it was a busy one for exhibitors and participants.
It all started very early this morning with the official opening of the Technology Showcase on Belle Isle. This is the largest technology showcase ever held at an ITS event, with more than 30 large-scale demonstrations, giving visitors a glimpse into what the future of mobility will look like. Other demonstrations began at Atwater Place and took to the roads of Detroit, as well as the activities at Next Energy, showing their connectivity between our cars and homes into the future.
Detroit is providing the perfect backdrop for this 21st ITS World Congress. The city which led the first mobile revolution is positioned well to lead the world in the implementation of ITS. We had a chance to talk to Detroit Convention and Visitor Bureau's Executive Vice President Michael Callahan about what this conference means to Detroit and what Detroit means to the future of transportation.
This group, ITS, and its importance to the city of Detroit is that it demonstrates what the community can do for large international conventions. I think it demonstrates how important the auto industry still is, certainly worldwide, and intelligent transportation, and how Detroit is working to remain at the very top of that. We are the auto capital of the world, and we have a responsibility to stay at the very, very forefront. And we're demonstrating, and the auto companies in Detroit are demonstrating that that's the reality, that that's where we're going.
One of the companies that has long been synonymous with transportation is the Ford Motor Company. Executive Chairman Bill Ford spoke and took part in a panel discussion on how automobile manufacturing, vehicle ownership, and even driving itself will need to adapt as we move forward. And Ford Motor Company's efforts to keep alive Henry Ford's vision of the car as a means to freedom.
But at a certain level, we also cooperate and have to cooperate on a lot of these big issues as we start thinking about building out the infrastructure.
As we heard from GM yesterday and Ford today, it takes everyone working together to realize the full potential of ITS. Communication providers, technology companies, and investors are taking part in this conference, many of them participating with a booth on the exhibit floor.
1, 2, 3. Aha! We are officially open. Welcome.
Throughout the day, 10,000 conference attendees were able to mingle and talk about the many innovations on display. The exhibit hall will remain open throughout the rest of the conference.
So Nigel, as someone who's been involved in this technology for a long time, can you talk a little bit about the importance of what happens at a trade fair like this?
Absolutely. The auto industry is fully globalized. What this practically means is that innovations may come from anywhere in the world, and more likely from collaboration of experts from across the world getting together at conferences and events just like this, and both agreeing to collaborate and in many cases scoping out agreements in principle to collaborate or indeed to conceptualize their thoughts behind new technological solutions. Many of these global experts are so busy that the only time they're able to get together to have such discussions is at globally relevant events such as this.
Well, by the looks of things, the exhibitor showcase is off to a great start. As we mentioned, it was a busy day on the floor. Specs Howard's Stephen Riley spent the day talking with participants about this event and being in the home of the automobile industry.
Some have come to Detroit looking for business partners.
Again, where we need to find partners because it's not a big job, I think, to integrate that kind of technology. The thing is that we have to know how to integrate it because we are not professional in traffic engineering sector, so we need to work with these kind of companies.
Others are looking to expand their business.
We're in over 20 countries right now. We have over 200 systems out in 24 countries, I believe, right now, so it's definitely a global market for us.
We like to be able to, through our demonstrations or our booth, be able to get potentially new clients. So we've done a lot of work in the military space and automatic vehicles, but we're seeing a lot more interest from automakers to be able to increase safety by adding some of the technologies that we've developed.
And then there are the companies that are here to join others together.
So with all these wonderful people who are here today, we would love to have them join our beta site to be able to find technologies that they could either license or look for technology that they could have someone else develop for them.
Some organizations want to improve the driving experience for others.
We are not for a business purpose, but we're trying to make safe, comfortable, and eco-friendly society with making the traffic system better.
Officials from around the world are also here to talk about what all this means for the future.
All the time, all the world, the same, we are preparing for the next ITS systems, with some sort of technologies put it on.
And then the delegation from Singapore.
ITS is a very important role in Singapore, and we are here to submit our bid to host ITS World Congress in 2019. And this is one of the very important missions that we have.
So what about all the companies that are based right here in Wayne County?
So we're right down the street off Wayne State campus, and basically we're delighted that the world is coming here to Detroit.
At Coble Hall, I'm Stephen Riley.
We've talked a lot today about the world coming to Detroit and the connections that are being made by technology companies. But this is also a chance for government officials from around the world to discuss how they're dealing with the rapidly changing industry.
MDOT Director Kirk Steudle took advantage of the foreign dignitaries being in town. He had 2 meetings today, one with the Taiwanese delegation and later today with representatives from Norway.
One of the topics on tomorrow's agenda is how federal governments are planning for the deployment of ITS-enabled vehicles on public roadways. And of course, our Governor Snyder, will be here tomorrow afternoon to walk the show floor, and then we'll review the technology demonstrations on Belle Isle and finish the day on Belle Isle with the conference participants during the Taste of Michigan Festival, featuring food and entertainment from all over Michigan.
We'll have that and the rest of the day's events on tomorrow night's ITS World Congress recap. Thanks for joining us. We leave you tonight with some more of the sights and sounds of today's events.
Bonjour Détroit.
반갑습니다.
Konnichiwa.